Hi there, my name is Maria Guriyeva. I'm the founder of Studyamerica, and we help international students from all over the world get accepted to top US universities. In this video, let's talk about SAT Math section. And the SAT Math section video is one of our series of videos about the SAT exam. Don't miss any important videos about applying to the United States by subscribing to our channel. So the SAT Math is actually two sections, one with no calculator and one with a calculator. But it's important to know that the with calculator section does not mean that every question in that section needs to be solved with a calculator. It's somehow that they take all the questions that do not require any calculations at all and put them in the third section, which is no calculator math section, and then all the other questions, some of them require calculations, some of them do not require calculations, some of them require very simple calculations that you can do by yourself without a calculator. All of those questions are in the fourth section. So it doesn't mean that the fourth section requires calculator on each task. No, it's just somehow they distinguish the third section by itself, made it short, so that you can rest between two sections. I'll remind you a little bit about the SAT structure, and the first section is always the reading section, and it takes the entire hour. So after 1 hour of solving, it's actually 65 minutes. After that amount of time, you need rest. So you rest for 10 minutes, and then you go and you solve the writing and language test, which is also a short section. It's 35 minutes. And then you solve the math no calculator section, which is 25 minutes. So this gives us another hour, and then after that another hour you have to go and rest. So you have again the 10-minute break. And after the 10-minute break, you have the 1 hour, which by 1 hour I mean 55 minutes, the 55 minutes of another math section. And in order to add to the writing section, add those 25 missing minutes, they decided to do it this way. Okay, no calculator math, that doesn't have any calculations at all, and then 1 hour or 55 minutes, I mean, with the calculator, with the questions, with everything, including the calculator questions. So don't be misguided by the fact that it's no calculator and calculator. It's no calculator and everything together. And everything together takes you 55 minutes, and the no calculator section takes you 25 minutes. 25 minutes, within that amount of time, you'll have 20 questions, which means that you gotta be pretty fast, and that's true for the entire exam. And one of the most important things that you have to do is actually to practice so much and practice with timing, so that you can develop the skill of doing the questions fast. Because sometimes people devote a lot of time in preparing for different questions and preparing for different math topics, and they master all of that, but then they kind of neglect doing it in the short amount of time, and they don't practice enough with their timer. That means that on the real section, on the real exam, they can unfortunately not have enough time to do the math section. If that ever happens to you, and you know that the time is short and it's running shortly, and then you have some questions left, there is no penalty for guessing, for random guessing, and random guessing can give you 25% increase in your score. So just random guess on the questions that you don't have time to fill. It's important to practice with the timer and to get used to what is 25 minutes for 20 questions. Also, during the exam, if you don't have enough time, or because it's okay to solve a task within a minute. It's actually pretty normal, and it's what they didn't just make it up by themselves. They somehow calculated that. But if some question takes you too much time, then skip that question. You can return to it later. You can return to it if you have enough time in the end. So if you see that the question is it's engaging you so much and it takes some more time, just leave it for now. Sometimes questions in the math section don't really require you to solve anything. I mean, you can solve the task, but it would be much faster to just look at the answer choices, put those answer choices in the task, and see which one works. And practice will help you figure out when you need to do that, and then you need to actually solve the thing. But keep that in mind. Sometimes just plug it in, plug the answer choices in. Sometimes, and it saves you a lot of time. And it's actually pretty much the case in most of the questions. You can quickly eliminate the stupid answer choices. You have this test blank, and you can use it to measure different sides of triangles or different figures, rectangulars. You know, if they ask you to compare one side to the other and you have to figure out how to solve it, you can use your paper. Take a mark on which side is which, and take another mark and measure them on the piece of paper, and then somehow figure out if what is the approximate length of the side that you don't know. And learning how to solve problems on all kinds of problems on the SAT math requires time and requires practice. I suggest you using different textbooks, and the textbooks that I personally like very much is Barnes, the SAT preparation, and over there you can learn both very good material about math, and you can revise all your knowledge and practice, and they have great resources, great tasks and practice sections to practice everything that you learned. And they're pretty easy. Like, you learn a concept and then you start solving the problems and it works. And then also they give you great detail on how to use different tricks and tactics on how to solve problems if you don't know the answer, and how to solve problems faster. So this is a nice book to keep in mind. So after you're done with Barnes, I suggest you to go to the real actual test on the College Board. Kaplan is much harder than Barnes, and the questions are harder, so that could prepare you better because you go to the actual test after you studied Kaplan, and then the actual test seems easier than what you've solved at Kaplan. The importance about the math section is about learning the rules of math, revising the rules of math. In many ways, it's about forgetting advanced math and going to the basics. So another thing that I want to mention to you is that I have a free masterclass that would be extremely beneficial for you if you want to apply to an American college. I'll talk about how you can get financial aid, and I will tell you about the stories of my students who made it to top US universities like Yale, Stanford, Columbia, UC Berkeley, UCLA, and many other universities. So please stay tuned and do not miss my masterclass. The link is in the description. And if you don't want to miss any important videos about applying to the United States, please subscribe to my channel, and it will help me a lot. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next videos and in my free masterclass. Bye bye!